Hey everyone, Jesus here. Just want to let y'all know that I did have some microphone issues at the beginning of the show. Hopefully they kind of iron themselves out as the show goes on. So bear with us in the beginning of the podcast. And yeah, hopefully we won't have this happen again anytime soon. And I appreciate you listening. Enjoy the show.
The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
The Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 484. We record on April the 28th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Walks Out. Today, I am joined by my co-host from the West Coast, the best coast, Gunny Chief Henley Merrill is back. Welcome back, Gunny. Welcome.
It's good to be back in the gaming world, podcasting time.
That's right. And little Michael from Big Ohio is not here. Yes, I know I said that backwards, but I really don't fucking care. Also, you can follow us on the X_Horrible Gamers. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. You can also review us and rate us on there. We really, really appreciate that. 5 stars are appreciated. 5 stars. Get in there. 5 stars. It takes literally a minute of your day, maybe at most a minute. It literally probably takes 15 seconds to do. You can also leave us comments on the show, and we can read them and reply to them. We do read them all. And I see Saber's comments on Spotify all the time. Shout out to him or her, whoever that is, for leaving comments on the Spotify machine. Also, our Facebook community is still alive. On Facebook, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. There's a close group. Anything you post in there stays in there. But I think I might shut that down here eventually, Gunny. I just don't see activity in there as much as it used to be. So I think I'm going to shut that down maybe. But it's still up for now, so maybe you guys have to convince me to not shut it down. Also,
on the Facebook page?
Yeah, no, the group. And the Facebook page, you can also follow us on there. That just has links to the shows and stuff. Also, go to our website, horriblegamers.com, and you can find links in there to all the places where you can find our show. There's literally probably like 500 places you can find our podcast, but you find all the main ones on there. On the top, there's a banner, and it has a link for everything, for Apple, for Spotify, for Pandora Music, for TuneIn Radio, Player FM, iHeartRadio, everything you can think of, Pocket Cast. That's everything. So yeah, there's that. And also, big shout out to Phantom Egg for the intro music to the podcast and Broke for free for the outro music to the podcast. And yeah, Gunny, a lot has happened in the last week and a half. All right. So last week I caught the flu.
Ooh. Oh, that's right. You did. We did talk actually after the show next couple of days. Yeah. It's been going around.
So I got the flu, man. Okay, it wasn't COVID. It was just the hobo flu, which fucked me up. But yeah, I don't think it fucked me up as much as COVID did. But no, actually, I think COVID was less fucked up than this. Because I have had COVID like twice now, 3 times, I think. And I've had flu a few times. But every time I've got the flu, bro, the flu fucks me up, man. It really does. It like fucks me up. It gives me fevers, body aches. I lose my voice. Even I'm still a little bit. I'm like at the end of it, right? And I feel good, right? Like my body feels good. I don't have any pain, no fever, but you can kind of still hear it in my voice a little bit, and I still have like a runny nose. Like I still have to constantly go blow my nose, and I feel congestion, But yeah, like it. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I couldn't even talk, dude. I was like,
oh yeah. When you called me, I was like, "You okay, dude?" Yeah.
and then fucking like my body was killing me, dude. I had a bad I had a fever. I know for a fact I had a fever Monday when I went to work, and then I had a fever Tuesday. That whole night, I was just fucking like dying in here. I had the AC on, sleeping with the dog. Fucking dying. Fucking, oh man, dude, it's terrible, dude. I feel like shit. Yeah, man, this is the California flu because this is some shit my girlfriend brought back from California. She said her whole family got sick at a baseball game down there, and somebody must have went to that baseball game sick and got everyone sick.
Yeah.
Or something, like at a gathering or something. And she said that everyone got sick, and The weird thing about her though is, I guess her immune system is compromised somehow because she's had it for like 3 weeks now. That's really weird because the doctor was like, well, he's like, your immune system could be so weak that like your body gets over it, right? It fights it, and then come the tail end of it, you get reinfected. Like your body doesn't know what to do, and you get reinfected, and now you have it all over again, like it never left. And I'm like, how the fuck does that even happen? How's that even possible? Like, I thought your body built antibodies against it, but the doctor
that's
said,
what I always thought. Like, because I guess I've heard of
the-
people going from a cold to a flu, like, and it lasting like you've been sick for a month.
no, but she said that the doctor said it's because her iron levels are low and she has something to do with her blood. Like he said that he thinks that because of that the immune system is compromised.
Actually, that seems to be a common theme. I want to say in females because my wife had that, like the low iron. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing
That's
I
pretty
do want to
common.
recommend, Jesus, I do want to recommend this because a doctor told me this many years ago in my early, I don't even know if I was 20 by then, but
Yeah.
it had to do with like, and I think I've said it on the show before, but it had to do with like our cats where we kept them in the closet. She just had babies or whatever. I'm like, God damn, they just cannot get rid of this fucking cold. So the doctor said, Henley, just every day open up the doors and windows for like 30 minutes and open the closets or whatever. And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah. So he said, I don't know, turn some fans on or whatever. Like he goes, if it's winter time, keep the heaters on or whatever. So you don't freeze to fucking death, but put a sweater on in the house. But yeah, so I do that.
Air out the house.
Yeah, air out the house. Like do it
I just have the
every
window
day
open
for 30
in here,
minutes or
dude.
whatever. Yeah.
My window in this bedroom is open every day, all night. I have it open all the time. Like it's always open. Like I have it right now open about 4 inches, 5 inches. It's always open. My window's always open.
Yeah, that's
in
good,
here.
right? Keep that airflow
So,
going.
yeah. And I always tell my girlfriend the same thing. I hate like being in a closed room because I feel like I don't know about you, Gunny, but when I sleep like in a hotel, even at first I have a hard time falling asleep because I know the windows are closed.
Yeah.
And like because in a lot of hotels the windows don't open or whatever, and like I have to kind of trick myself. Like I'll turn the fucking AC on or something, and kind of trick myself into thinking the window's open, because I have a hard time sleeping with windows closed, dude. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's fucking weird. But
no, I get claustrophobia, and then anything like near my mouth or like a blanket over it, like I just can't do it. Like, can't no. Gives me anxiety. I'm like
I've tried it, bro. That I have a hard time sleeping with the windows closed. I just really do. It's kind of a weird thing. Also, I have to have a fan on.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Whether
I
it's
have
a
a fan on
ceiling
right now.
fan,
It's on super low, but I always keep it on. Yeah, at night.
Yeah, whether it's the ceiling fan or like a stand-up fan or some other kind of fucking fan, there's a fan blowing towards me all the time. It's fucking weird, man. I don't know.
Do you now, Jesus? When I sleep, I always like I do Audible or I'll listen to a podcast or whatever, and I just fall asleep to it with earbuds, which I can't do anymore. But I'll talk about that later. I don't know. Is that anything that you do, or do you play music or anything when you fall asleep?
No. I tend to have it pitch black. I like the room to be really dark and like just really dark, and I hate
it's hard to
having
do
like
with lights on. Yeah,
I
can't
hate,
sleep with
I
lights.
hate having like TV on or something. I can't really fall asleep to that. I'll fall asleep watching the TV, but I can't, like I don't like it. Like if I'm trying to just go to bed and I have the TV on, I won't be able to. Like any slight noise, people could be outside the bedroom doing like something, and I just wouldn't be able to fall asleep. I'm just like fucking hey, dude.
So do you run the fan on like speed number 2 or 3 or something to kind of drown that out?
No, the fan doesn't make noise. The AC will drown noise out. The AC, so like the AC, it's a window AC, right? Because Oregon, a lot of places don't have central AC, like a lot of apartments and stuff.
Yeah,
a lot
not
of houses.
here
A lot of houses.
Ones or yeah,
a lot of houses don't even have AC here. But anyways, we have a window AC, and that thing's pretty loud. So you turn that thing on, and it's like fucking making noise, and it'll just fucking drown out a lot of the noise, even noise from outside or whatever. But yeah, man, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, that's the way I tend to sleep. It's like that. It's weird. But yeah, I've had the flu for about a week. I didn't go to the doctor. I kind of just said, I know I'll get over it. So I just toughed it out
You,
or whatever.
you know what? I'm pretty sure I'm like what they call asymptomatic. I don't know how to say the word, but I literally had the flu. I don't even remember. It's been at least 8 years. And I will get the flu shot, I don't know, super random. Whenever the wife's like, I'm going to get a flu shot. Do you want to go with me? It'll be on a day off or something on Monday. I'll
Yeah.
be like, yeah, okay, I guess maybe. And then half the time I do, and so maybe I get a flu shot like every 2 or 3 years. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, because I never get the damn thing, so I never get the shot. But I think I'm asymptomatic because Kyle, my son, last week, or 2 weeks ago, I feel like when he gets the flu, like he's down for the count for like a week, and you figure
Yeah.
this is a small apartment, so we didn't record in the last couple of weeks, but so I went to the house, I was working on the deck and just kind of keeping myself busy, like outside of gaming stuff and just doing house stuff. So, but man, I came back. I took the last 2 Tuesdays off, right? So I had like these 2 4-day weekends.
Yeah.
We went and did some stuff last week, Saturday, Sunday. Then I went to the house, just boom, boom. Um, and man, I came home on Tuesday, right? And I think that's the day you got sick. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go outside for like 30 minutes and walk around, look at the ducks. I don't know, right? And just like, and then like, man, I was dizzy, Jesus. I was like, I went and I was like, I was just not feeling well. I came back in, went to lay down for a nap. I was like, man, like nose is kind of runny. I was like, I'm getting the flu, right? I finally got it a fucking week later after my son, right? Where normally I would not. And I only get a cold every 2 years. So, and then boom, like I took like an allergy pill. No, I was perfectly fine. I was perfectly
Hmm.
fine after that, after like 6 hours. And I'm thinking like maybe I do get it. I just don't show symptoms or something like a lot
Yeah.
of people, with the cough and the runny, well, I had the
Yeah.
runny nose, but yeah, I was only down for like maybe I feel like it was a half a day or whatever, but no kind of any other thing happened to me, like to show that I was sick. So yeah, I guess I'm
Yeah.
fortunate in that regard. So
Very, very fortunate. But yeah, man, I don't really get the flu often, but when I do, it fucks me up. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been dealing with in the last week. But I have played video games, and I have some news for you, Gunny. So yeah, I but yeah, I'm here. Right now, I'm drinking a really wonderful cider. It's a blackberry cider from McMiniman's Edgefield. That's like McMiniman's is like a chain of what you call those things, like restaurants or whatever. These two brothers or whatever, they're McMiniman brothers. They usually buy like historic buildings, Gunny, right? Like
mhm.
historic, like classic historic buildings, and they'll turn them into hotels or restaurants and lodges or whatever. They have a bunch of them all over Oregon and Washington, and they're pretty popular. They have pretty good food. I want to say their food is pretty decent, but they have great fucking like homemade like beer and like IPAs and like lagers and fucking ciders, dude. Like really fucking good ciders. I love their blackberry cider, and right now I had my girlfriend go pick me up a pack of the ciders from the fucking restaurant. Because luckily, where I live now, the restaurant is like right up the road. It's like right up the road, around the corner. There's like one of the most. It's a really nice lodge, actually. It's like a. It kind of looks like an old school like hunting lodge or something. Like it's a pretty cool looking place. But yeah, they have like a lodge up
Anything you
there.
say, Jesus, out of Oregon, I'm just gonna think Alan Wake, the first game.
It's
Like
really
so that
beautiful.
already paints the
It's a
picture for everybody.
it's a beautiful like wooden lodge, bro. Like you go in there and it's like all wood, all fucking nice looking, and it's kind of dark and gloomy. Like all the tables have like little candles and shit. Kind of like they look like candles, but they're like electricity or whatever, like or little lamps or whatever. It's pretty kind of dark and gloomy in there, but it's really cool. I think the last time Wingman met up with me, I think we went to that one. Pretty
Yeah,
sure it was it.
and when
Pretty
I
sure it
came
was
up
that
there,
one.
Jesus, both times I think it was nighttime. It was dark already. So
Yeah.
and yeah, I was like, fuck, it was just kind of a passing through.
Yeah. But yeah, we definitely, if you ever come back up here, we'll definitely head up at McMiniman's. I know quite a few of the locations because I've been to pretty much all the ones in Oregon. I think I've been to all of them. There's like a lot of them. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. There's some that are like in strip malls. There's some that are like in historic buildings. There's some that are like, but I think I've been to most of them, if not all of them. Even some in Washington, and yeah, they're fucking cool. It's pretty cool, man. So I recommend McMiniman's restaurants if you come to Oregon.
And their ciders. I don't do ciders, but I'll do any kind of beers, like
Oh,
any
they
lagers
got
or.
everything. They got lagers and fucking like dark IPAs and shit, and it's all like their brew, like their brewery makes it. There's their own shit, you know. So like it's McMiniman's fucking cider or whatever, like their ciders or, and sometimes they'll have seasonal shit like apple ciders or pineapple ciders or whatever, like depending on the season of the year, you know. They'll have like special apricot ciders and shit or Marionberry ciders. That one's really good, the Marionberry, because that's like a thing in Oregon when Marionberry season comes around. There's like Marionberry shakes, Marionberry this, Marionberry that. Shit's all over Oregon, right? And so yeah, they'll have a Marionberry cider. That one's really fucking good. But yeah, man, they also have some pretty good, like I said, hazy IPAs and shit, like some pretty good ones that I've tried. Um, but yeah, I recommend it, Gunny. Recommend it. But yeah, I'm enjoying that right now. But I'm also been enjoying the last few weeks my new PlayStation.
Oh, you got the PlayStation 5. Did you? I was telling you, get one now before the
The
tariffs go
Pro.
crazy.
Yeah. So a week ago, well, a week and a half ago, it was like last Wednesday, after the last show. I was looking. So I looked at around my area, and they were all sold out, dude. It was kind of bizarre. Like no GameStop within like 150 miles of me had a PS5 Pro. Like none of them had anything. They didn't even have a used one. Like it was really weird. I was like, what the fuck? Like none of these have a PS5 Pro. Like at 150-mile radius, nothing around me has a fucking PlayStation 5 Pro. They had PS5s, they had Xbox Series X, they had Xbox Series S, they had Switches. No fucking PS5 Pro. I looked at Best Buy. Best Buy didn't have any in my area. There's two Best Buys that are pretty close to me. There's one maybe like 2 minutes down the road from me here. And then there's one about, I want to say 15 minutes away from me. And neither of those had one. I'm like, what the fuck? No PS5 Pros?
I thought
So,
those would be in stock. Like they were saying how. It's not like everybody's going to be buying these.
Yeah, because they're expensive, right? You'd figure they're like $700 consoles, like, but they were sold out, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? So, like the next day, it was like pretty much the next day, like like a Thursday or something like that. I check again, or a Friday or something, like a day later. I know it's like a day later. I check again, and I see, boom. Okay, now Washington Square Mall has like 4 of them. The GameStop, like, which is across the street from the Best Buy, like 2 minutes away from me, that one had 2 of them in stock, and then another GameStop like a few miles away had 3 of them in stock. Another one had 1 of them in stock. So okay, a few of these have some in stock. Then I looked at their trade-in values, and their trade-in value was pretty okay. I think it's $360 if you're a pro member. I'm not a pro member, but I was like, okay, I'll get the pro membership, and I'll get this stupid extra credit for it, and then I'll trade in my PS5 towards a new pro, and that's kind of what I did. So I kind of went to the store, and you know what's funny was originally when I went in there, because I don't know, this GameStop was actually kind of nice. The one that I went into, it was like fairly like stock. It was pretty well stocked. It's kind of like pretty big. I was kind of surprised like how well stocked it was. Like it had a lot of shit in there. It had like a lot of games, a lot of fucking T-shirts and other bullshit, right? But they had a lot of like games and collector's editions and special shit from like Get It Games, and they had the fucking the PS5 Portal thing. You know, they had a black one, they had a white one, they had a bunch of those in stock. They had the disc drives in stock. They have a bunch of controllers on the wall and shit. Like, oh, this place is pretty well stocked, you know. And the manager was kind of cool with me, and he's all testing out my PS5, right? You know, because he's checking, make sure it works. And he's like, you know what, man? He's like, usually we'll give you $300 for this because you're not a pro member, but he's like, I'll give you the pro membership for free. And I thought, okay, what's the catch here? You know, like you don't give these for free, dude.
Right.
Well, there was a catch, Gunny. The catch was he was expected me to buy an accessory with my PS5. Not just that, but he wanted me to buy a warranty with my PS5. He was like,
Hmm.
he's like, do you want to buy
Hmm.
a 2 year warranty for this? And I was like, what's a 2 year? It's like a 2 year warranty. He's like, yeah. He's like, it's only $100,
I figured
but
it was 100.
but it covers you for 2 years if you break it for any reason. If for any reason it breaks. I was like, any reason. He's like, yeah, any reason it breaks, you bring it back in and we'll just switch it out for a new one. And I was like, nah, I think I'm fine, dude. I was like, I told him, I was like, honestly, dude, I've had my PS5 for like months and I've used it like 4 times. I'm like, I don't really use these things that often. I don't think I'm gonna
Yeah.
break it, you know?
And it's
I
a
don't think
good product, right? It's a good built,
yeah,
well-built product.
I don't hear
Chances of
people.
it,
Yeah, I don't hear people complaining about it overheating or breaking. I'm like, so I don't think
no.
I need that. He's like, well, how about the 1 year warranty? And then I was like, well, how much is the 1 year warranty? Well, that's $75. And
No.
I was like,
I don't know. Like, why is it not 50? Come on.
yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, why is it not 50? And he's like, well, it's because we really encourage you to buy the 2 year one, so they kind of don't make it half price. And I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm fine. You know, he's like, well, do you want to buy an extra controller? I'm like, nah, I got one at home already. Got another. I got the Astrobot controller, on my PC. I was like, I don't really need an extra controller because I'm gonna be using that one actually, and I'll have the one that I get with this as an extra one. Like if that one ever breaks, I'll use my controller that I get with this as my actual controller from then on out. He's like, well, do you want to buy a disk drive? And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, no, dude, I don't
Like, you
need a
trying to buy a
disc.
car with all the accessories here,
Yeah, I don't need a disk drive, dude. I'm like, I don't fucking. I told him, I'm like, a disk drive for what? He's like, well, you can buy games and stuff, and I was like, who buys physical? I literally told him, I'm like, who
Yeah.
buys physical? I told him, I was like,
Right. What
who
is the
buys physical?
percentage?
I
Yeah.
was like, who
People.
buys physical games? And he kind of looked at me like I was being an asshole to him, like, because he works at a GameStop, and he's like looking at me like, oh, you fucking dickhead, like, we sell physical games. And I'm like, bro,
Right.
I'm like, no one buys
Yeah.
physical games anymore. Like, I have my library digital. Like, I don't
3%
want
of
to
your
buy.
clientele buy
I'm like,
physical.
I
Yeah.
don't want to buy physical games. I don't buy Blu-ray movies. There's no need for this shit
You
anymore,
should
dude.
have
Like,
told me. The only reason you're still open is because I need this physical console. It's the only fucking reason, and the Switch 2 is coming out. Yeah.
the fucking so, so, so my price went from being like what was it, 340 to 370 or 360 or something like that. And I'm like, why did it go up? And I'm looking at the thing and it said he charged me for the pro membership. And
Oh, yeah.
I kind of wanted to bring it up to him, like kind of be like, yo, dude, why the fuck is this not free? Like you told me it was free. Why are you backing out on that? But I didn't want to bring up the issue. I was like, whatever, I'll pay for the membership. Whatever, like I don't fucking care.
Well, I don't agree, but I'm thinking like, okay, trying to think maybe you will want a
he
third controller, or you
he
might want
wanted
fucking VR in the
me
future. I don't know.
he wanted me to spend the extra money on the warranty, and obviously he
Yeah.
would have sold me a warranty for $100 if he would have given me a free membership for 25. So the store would have made $75 on me if I would have bought that, but instead they didn't, and they made whatever they made off of my new console, right? Because my console was pretty new. Like, yeah, they're gonna sell it as a used console, but it's really nice. My console was like pretty well taken care of. It wasn't
So,
used a lot.
so whoever's
And
getting that refurbished one is getting a good deal.
yeah, they're gonna get a really nice console because it's barely used. Like I barely used it. It's not beat up or anything. It's not. I didn't run through the motherfucker. Like put 10,000 hours on it and then traded it
Yeah,
in. Like,
Fortnite for fucking 1,000 hours. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, no, people are gonna get a really nice console. The controller hasn't been used a lot, And so yeah, so the guy gave me the PS5 Pro and I came home, set it up. What I liked about the PS5 Pro is that it's like the slim version, just a little bit taller. It is taller than the slim, because my daughter has a slim here. So it is taller than the slim, but thinner. It is way thinner. Like it's about, I don't know, a third thinner than the slim. It's pretty thin, but taller, so it is a little bit bigger in terms of height. I have it standing up on my desk. I know you're thinking, why the fuck you have it on your desk? because I didn't want to hook it up to the TV in the living room. I kind of let the daughter take over that TV with her PS5, you know. And so I hooked it up in here to my monitor because I have two monitors that I use on my PC, and I connected it to the top monitor because the top monitor is not an ultra wide. It's a regular 16:9 monitor. It's a 32-inch monitor, but it's a 16:9.
Is that one
And
OLED? Is that one not OLED? The one that you hooked it up to?
I don't
Because your
think it's
current monitor
OLED.
is OLED, right? Or no,
Yes, yes.
your
My Alienware is an ultra wide OLED. The bottom one that I use mainly, the main one, it's a
yeah.
ultra wide OLED. But I don't think the top one is. I think it's just or it might be. I don't remember honestly, Gunny. I bought this thing like 5 years ago. I don't remember. I don't remember. I know the specs. I don't remember. I don't think it's an OLED though, but it does have 165 hertz refresh rate, just like the bottom one does, and it's 60 by 9. It's 32 inches, so it's big enough for me to sit here and be able to play games pretty decently and see them pretty good. Um, so yeah, like that's what I hooked it up to. And cool enough is that the PS5 recognizes everything. Like once you hook it up, it'll run like a test real quick, and it'll just be like, "Hey, we're gonna test your screen real quick to see what it can support." And it's like, "Okay, it does support 1440p. Okay, we'll set the resolution to that. It does support 120 hertz refresh. We'll try to, target that frame rate." And it's like, okay, it does support VRR. It does support this and that, blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, it works pretty good with the monitor. And originally I was going to try to use it with the OLED. Problem is it doesn't support ultra wide. So I had
I
these
was just
black
going to
bars.
ask that. Yeah, I was just going to ask if it. Yeah, I think because I'm
Yes.
thinking like I've never seen a PS5 on an ultra wide. Yeah.
So it doesn't support the ultra wide. So I was like, I didn't want to have the black bars on the side. I don't want to risk burning, like burning in the black bars on the side or the screen or whatever. Even though I
Oh
doubt that'll
yeah, I didn't
really
think about
happen.
that. Yeah.
Even though I doubt it would happen, but you never know if maybe I'm playing a fucking game for 20 hours straight. I don't know, like maybe I'm playing a fucking Last of Us for 20 hours or something, and the next thing you know, it's all fucked up my screen. So I'm using the top monitor, and yeah, man, PS5 Pro runs pretty fucking good. Obviously, right? It's a new PS5 with top specs, but I am genuinely kind of surprised at how, like, I forgot that it came with 2 terabytes of storage, and I had an extra 1 terabyte card, that I had on my old PS5 that I ripped out of there and I put it into
Nice.
this one. So now I have 3 terabytes on this PS5 of storage, which is quite a bit. I mean, I would say it's a pretty decent amount.
Yeah, you're not
Um,
going to put Call of Duty on there, right? Because you already played the
no,
crap out of that
yeah,
on
I think I'm on
PC, so you could put a
PC.
decent amount of games on this.
Yeah, I can. So yeah, I actually was able to download a decent amount of games and fairly quickly too, like because it has the Wi-Fi 6 or whatever, so the games download pretty fucking fast. So I was able to download quite a bit of games. So I was testing a few of them, um, and yeah, it fucking looks kind of amazing. Like I'm kind of like shocked how well like some of these games look. I launched God of War Ragnarok. That looked fucking incredible. I launched a few other ones, like Dragon's Dogma 2. That one runs a lot better now on the PS5 Pro. On the original PS5, it ran at 30 FPS or whatever, up to like 40 maybe, and it would like dip up and down,
But tell me
down to
how
like
tell me how does this work? Jesus. So when you fire up, like, let's say God of War, I'm assuming Ragnarok, right?
Mhm.
That you were playing. So then because I was told I just hear it in podcasts or whatever, like where I haven't watched too many videos, but I know about the PSSR tech. We've talked about it. I've researched it, but is that something you have to enable in the game where it says, "Hey, do you want to enable this?" So then, okay, is that the difference? Like, will it only run at 30 or whatever if you don't run the PSSR tech or whatever? But if you
Yes,
enable it, it does give a higher frame rate.
you can totally disable all that shit if you want to just run like really like if you don't want to run any of that, you can disable it all and just run the games at 60 and run the games at whatever. Like you can disable everything if you want to. But in the settings, you have all that shit enabled, right? You obviously have the performance mode enabled and all that. So when you launch the game, it'll ask like, what mode do you want? It'll ask, do you want fidelity mode, which is obviously like the better looking frame rate, better looking graphics, or do you want performance mode, or whatever? Or there's like another mode usually that's called something PSSR. Like it's like a different mode. Like it says like this is like a balanced mode or whatever. But I usually run everything in enhanced. And even though I'm running it in like the enhanced mode, like with the better graphics and better visuals, the games on the PS5 Pro, even running on the enhanced mode, run the game at 60 frames, like or higher. Like so, some of these games are running at like the higher frame rates, even though you have it at like the max graphical settings, because obviously the PS5 Pro is more powerful than a PS5 in terms of the GPU, so the GPU can handle a higher load, right? So
Right.
it's kind of like a higher end computer, right? Like your computer can do better graphics than mine. You can run games at a higher resolution than mine. Same thing with this PS5. You can run games at a higher resolution with a more stable frame rate at 60, if not higher. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the way I've been doing it. So I just been running everything in enhanced mode because everything looks so fucking good, dude. Like like I was playing what's the other game? The one that's shit on PC, Monster Hunter, right? I bought it on this game on this PS5 because I was like, you know what? I want to see what Monster Hunter looks like running really good. And I launched it on here. I fucked with all the settings, and sure enough, Monster Hunter runs flawlessly on this machine, dude.
Well, we
Like
had Nipron in,
flawless.
yeah, Nipron in Discord yesterday, and you talked about it at launch, and it's still, how long has this been going on now? Like a couple months? Because Nipron's like,
Months, yeah.
he's got a good running PC, and he was just so frustrated yesterday. We're trying to run it on his
Yeah,
computer, which I think he's got the 5070, and I guess their Capcom's PC port is just crap.
yeah.
But that and their other games as well. So yeah,
Well,
the,
Dragon's Dogma 2 was a bad port. Like that game ran
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
bad on PC. That's why
Right? Didn't I
remember that
buy that on
remember
Xbox, right? Yeah, I played it over there.
remember that's why I bought it on the PS5 because it ran better on the PS5 or at least more stable on the PS5. Um Now I don't know how Dragon's Dogma runs now on the PC. Think it runs a little bit better, but not a whole lot better. But Monster Hunter is still a shit show on the PC, dude. Because trust me, I tried to get on there before I bought it. I was like, all right, let me double check. I was like, I'm gonna make sure that it still runs like shit on the PC and it's unplayable. And sure enough, I ran it and I'm like, this is fucking like ridiculous. I'm like, I it looks terrible. Like I have all the settings down like really low, and it's
Yeah.
still shuddering. It's still fucking up. I'm like, and I'm like, I turned the PS5 on, dude. I mean, yeah, obviously the textures are like the super high, super. They're not like ultra on the PC, right? It's still like maybe high on the PS5 Pro, like the textures, right? They still don't. They're not on ultra, but the game looks really good and it runs really good. And that's kind of the beauty of a console, and it kind of like it started reminding me while I was fucking with this PS5, and I was thinking like, man, I remember when I used to be a console gamer, like mainly, and like it was so much easier, bro. You just get on and
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
You just get on and play a game. You don't fuck with settings. You don't like yeah. With the PS5 Pro, I'm looking at frame rates, right? Like I'm looking at, all right, can this run at 120? Can this do the 120? And yeah, like you can even have a frame rate. Like the PS5 offers you a frame rate counter. Like it'll tell you like, do you want to enable
Oh,
a
that's
frame rate
nice.
counter?
I've never seen that
And like,
before.
and yeah, like it's kind of cool. Like some games offer that. Like you want to run a frame rate counter, and you're like, okay, and then yeah, and it'll show you a frame rate counter, and you can even turn on the frame rate counter like on your monitor, like on, you know how monitors have built-in frame rate counters.
Yeah,
Well,
my Asus has it.
mine has one, right? My LG that I'm using or whatever has one, and no, it's a Dell actually, but it's a
I just
Dell
run the
LG.
one in I run the one in Steam, so it's kind of non-intrusive. It's in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah,
I
my
just run that
top
one all the
left.
time,
But yeah, like
or
I
top right,
run
wherever it's at.
I run my frame rate counter and it's good. It's telling me it's 120 and it's running really good. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, so yeah, I'm kind of like happy with the purchase. Yeah, was it an expensive purchase? Yes, because yeah, I lost money trading in my PS5. Yeah, I did. I lost 140 bucks. If you consider the cost of the membership, that's another 25 bucks. So I really lost 165 bucks trading my console in, and I had to pay an extra what 200 and something for
Well, you know
the
what,
new
Jesus?
one.
Did you okay, so let's back up to that fun interaction you had at GameStop, but you didn't, I assume you didn't order like a Switch 2, or you don't have any interest in that? Like, is that going to be a thing for the future? I'm just trying to get like hopefully some value out of this fucking membership, that you were conned
Mm,
into.
Uh,
Right?
yeah,
There could be some accessories involved with that, right? Like, yeah.
maybe. I definitely see myself probably buying a Switch 2 when it launches. I know that I think that right now they're sold out, but I think that eventually when they do launch, I think people are gonna realize how expensive it is. And I think it's not gonna sell as well as people think. I think it's gonna
You
be
don't
quite a
think so?
bit of
Well, I think whatever, I think right. I think even John said it on VGO, like whenever that next Mario or Pokemon game
that's what's
like
gonna drive
really
the
hits
sales. Yeah.
the advertising peak, you know what I
Yes.
mean? That when that thing goes out on everything
Yep.
social, then it's
Yep.
gonna like sell out and it'll be sold
When the
out for
next yeah, when the next
next
big
month or two.
Pokemon yeah, when the next big Pokemon game comes or the next Zelda or the next Mario, right?
Hmm.
Like that's when it's gonna be
Yeah,
like, holy
Mario
shit.
Kart's not gonna sell
Yeah,
enough
Mario
outsell.
Kart. Yeah, I don't think Mario Kart's gonna do it. I mean, it's a good game to launch with, but I don't think it's gonna push console sales. Um, but yeah, do I see myself getting a Switch 2? Yes, probably. Will I probably play it? Probably not. Um, because I have a
I
Steam Deck. I have a
you
Steam Deck.
know
I have something
I
that
do want
can
to play Mario Kart, but then yeah, like that's all I'd probably play it for. Maybe the
like
next Mario Odyssey.
like it'll be nice playing some of these games at 60 frames, right? Like Breath of the Wild and stuff. You can play these games at 60 frames, which is cool, but I'm like I don't really care, dude. Like and I think that Nintendo, I think they don't realize like their demographic now is not kids, dude. Like
Right. It's the
kids
20 and
don't
30-year-olds,
care.
right? They're the ones
Yeah,
that are going to be yeah.
exactly. Kids do not care about Mario. Like I I I don't think Nintendo realizes this yet, but they've lost like the market share with kids. Kids don't care about Mario anymore. Kids care about like other shit like Minecraft
Fortnite,
and
Roblox,
yeah,
Minecraft. Yeah.
Fortnite. You're exactly you named the big three. Fortnite, Roblox, and Minecraft are the big ones, right?
I have a
And
Roblox story
Fortnite
later. Yeah.
and and Fortnite is owned by Epic, and they'll never sell Fortnite because that's making that dude too much money. But Minecraft is owned by Microsoft, and Roblox is kind of independent, right? They're their own thing.
Yeah.
But
I think the CEO
like,
just stepped down, but yeah.
but these things,
Yeah, it's independent.
that's what kids care about. Kids do not care about Mario. Kids do not. They might not even know who the fuck Zelda is. You can probably ask a kid that was born like in like past 2010, right? Like my daughter, she was born in 2011. You can probably ask them like, who's Zelda, and they probably wouldn't be able to name a game that's a Zelda game. They might not be able to name one. If you ask them name a Zelda game, they probably wouldn't know a game like I don't know. Oh, I don't know. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
like, like they would probably think Link that his name is Zelda. They're like, that's Zelda. No, that's not Zelda.
Right.
Zelda is the princess. No, it's Zelda. Like, no, dude. Like, yeah,
Didn't
like
you watch the
exactly.
movie? Come on.
Yeah. So, like,
They'll
yeah,
probably know for the
exactly.
movie. Yeah, the Mario movie. Mario
But
Luigi.
yeah. So, like, I think that Nintendo does. Yeah, I think they don't realize that. But their market is not kids. It's the 30-year-olds, the 40-year-olds, the 50-year-olds, the old people, the old heads that are buying these consoles.
Or Princess Peach, excuse me.
That's who these. That's who their target audience is. And I think they, or maybe they do realize it. Maybe that's why they're charging $500. Because they're like, fuck it, we're not selling to kids anymore. We're selling to adults. Let's charge $500 for this. You know, maybe that's why they're charging so much for their console. Like I don't know, but
What's it? I think it was 450 the base version, right? Or I don't know. I'm sure
yeah,
there's a
yeah,
$500 bundle out there with
yeah.
Mario
There's one
Kart.
with Mario, yeah, and it's why they
$80
can,
for Mario Kart. That's insane.
and it's why they can want to charge $80 for games. Yeah,
Damn.
because they're like, fuck it, these old motherfuckers will buy it. These old heads have money,
Yeah.
and they will
Yep.
buy this shit. We
Right.
don't
They have
care.
jobs. Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't
they're
have
not
moms anymore
kids.
they live
Yeah.
with, right? That's telling them, no, you
Well,
can't buy that.
maybe they still live with their mom, but they don't. Yeah, they
Right.
don't get told no. Right? They don't get told. They don't have to wait for birthday money and shit to save up to buy a game.
They're paying the rent, but they're not paying for food, right? Because mommy's making it.
Yeah,
Bring it to the
but
basement, mom. Come on. Playing Zelda.
But yeah, I'm liking my new PS5. It's a cool system, man, and I look forward to playing some games on there. Like I want to play I want to play Ghost of Tsushima. I need to finish that DLC. I want to play that. I want to play what's that game? I kind of want to try Days Gone, the remaster that they released, or they're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
release
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. Right. So
Um,
I think that's only available on the PS5, correct? I think it's not yet
yeah,
on. Yeah, who knows what? It'll probably come to PC 6 months from now. Yeah, or
yeah,
3 months or whatever, because it's like an existing game already. I'm gonna say 3 months, 90 days, unless they already announced the PC date. But yeah, I'd love to get a PS5, Jesus. But also keep in mind, you know, I got a woman over here, right? So that I've got like I want the new OLED. Like I was looking, I'm still like not decided, but we are going on a trip pretty soon. So like I want the new keyboard. Like there's all kinds of stuff, right? And I'm already paying for the PC every month, right? Through to Best Buy. So it's like, yeah, I guess I can't have everything all at once, But I've definitely thought about it, Jesus. Whenever I go to the house, I'm like, okay, I've got my old but new Xbox 360. It's a fairly new one. I got it right near the
mm,
end of the generation for my son before he moved on to PC. But I've got everything for that, like all the fucking controllers and everything, the fucking yeah, all the shit for it, and Guitar Hero and DJ Hero accessories. Um, but I got the PS4 Pro here. I've got the Series S up there. Oh, and I've got the old One X up there. So I'm like, damn, I'd probably get like $400 credit for these things. So I'd only have to pay like $300, without a
yeah,
membership. I would not. Yeah, I would be like, fuck you and I don't need no memberships. Yeah, I'd be like, no. You know what? I think since what is it? A Game Informer, they're back. I wonder if they're going to start doing their magazine again. That was the one thing that I was like, cool, man. I like to read sometimes, and I always enjoyed their magazines. But yeah,
yeah.
so, and then I don't
So
know. I'm just thinking, Jesus, like if I ever whenever I do go in there, I think I did buy the PS4 or excuse me, the PS5 controller, but yeah, other than that, I'm not buying too many plushies or any other real accessories, right? We're just kind of doing that through, Amazon or I don't know, like, through Best Buy or something.
yeah,
So I'm doing
whatever.
it
Yeah,
online. Yeah. It's not done in store. So
yeah, I agree. But yeah, I liking my purchase. It was yeah, like I said, it was an expensive purchase, man. And if you have a PS5, it's not really needed. like, I got it because I knew I wanted it for Death Stranding 2, and I know for a fact that I'm gonna fucking love that game and I'm gonna play the hell out of it. And I wanted it to play it in the best way that I could. And that's gonna be on the PS5 Pro, man. And just like GTA 6, when that releases, the best way to play that game will
yes,
be on a PS5 Pro, unless
there's
like
another console seller right there.
yeah,
Yep.
unless Xbox comes out with the new Xbox before GTA 6. I doubt it. That they will. But if they do, like that's cool. I'll buy a new Xbox because I'm gonna want to play it on the best system possible. And that's not gonna be the PC because they don't release it on PC right away. They release it on PC a year later or whatever.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think I don't see like even though all the whatever rumors and bullshit, but yeah, I don't see Xbox announcing a new console in June at the whatever the fuck it is, the fucking E3 presentation or whatever. I just don't see it. I don't think they have to. They already skipped the whole pro generation, right?
yeah,
They were super
yeah,
quiet and they were just like, "Congratulations, PlayStation, on your Pro." Yeah, we're all crickets over here, right? But yeah, because they're already putting like everything, all their fucking first party shit on the PlayStation. So
and the PC, yeah,
yeah, but I think they will eventually because they said they have to do it. A lot of analysts say they have to do it for its existing customers, right? So they can't just say no more consoles. But yeah, I think it won't be until 2026 is when they announce.
yeah,
Yeah, if anything, there might be like their handheld thing, but we
yeah.
already had that third party handheld thing coming out here pretty soon. I
Yeah, I
think
don't
they'll
see a
show
new a
that.
new I don't see a new Xbox until 2026, maybe at the earliest. If not
Yeah,
2027, because like
right.
They don't need. They don't like right now.
There's no
I think
hurry.
Microsoft's focus right now isn't the hardware. They're focusing right now on trying to get the games out. They're like, okay, we need to start convincing people that this Game Pass shit is worth it. Okay, we need to start pumping these games out, and that's what they're
Yeah.
doing. And I give them credit for it because they have been pumping games out, and they have been putting like even little titles to big titles on their platform every month, right? Like we
Yeah.
got 33,
It's happening.
33 Immortals last month. We got 33 Immortals, and we got the other game, and then
We got
and then this,
Oblivion, Shadow Drop.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we got Oblivion there. And then we got this month we got Oblivion. We got uh Clair Obscur's Expedition 33, and then we have other shit coming out. You know, it's like almost like every month or so we're getting new shit. So that's cool, and I give them credit for that. And I think that that's their focus, and I think they need to focus on that. Don't focus on a new console yet. Don't focus on putting on a new machine. Like, yeah, work on it, but I don't think you need it for right now. I think you don't even need it next year. Even I think you need it in 2027. If by 2027 they don't have a new console coming out that year, then I think then people are gonna be like, okay, man, where the fuck is the new Xbox? Like, we've had this PS5 Pro for a few years now. You know, I'm assuming at that point PlayStation will be talking about the PS6.
Yeah.
You know, like they're gonna be asking where the fuck is Xbox with their shit. You know, and I know they're talking about a handheld, and I can maybe see the handheld thing, but they don't really need it because they have the handheld market already covered. They have it with the Asus ROG Ally. They have it with the fucking Legion Go. They have it with the other things. So, like, do you really need a mobile device? You have the cloud gaming that people could do on their iPads, and people could do on
Yeah.
their laptops, and people can do on their fucking phone. So, do you really need to really like bring that? Maybe you need it for like people that want to play their actually like their library on the go, right? Like people that don't want to do the cloud gaming and don't want to sign up for Game Pass or whatever. But it's like, no, you're trying to push people to sign up for this shit. So I think they don't even need that. They just need to fucking focus on getting the games out and convincing people. Like, I'm excited for Fable, dude. Like I really am hyped up for Fable, and I want Fable to do good. I'm kind of excited for Doom coming out next month, you know? I want these games to succeed, and I want them to continue to do good because Microsoft, you know, they've done some stupid shit in the past, but they still hold a special place in my heart, dude. Like I love the Xbox since the beginning, you know, like from the get go. Like I've always played Xbox. I played the original Xbox, the 360, the Xbox One, you know, the Series X. I played them all, the Series S. You know, I've played with all of them, and they're great systems. It's just they they've done some real stupid mistakes, and they haven't been able to recover since the Xbox One launch. You know, it's just kind of been an uphill battle from there against Sony, and Sony's been killing them left and right with the hardware because Sony has been delivering great games, and I
Yeah.
think it's time for Microsoft to say, "Hey, look, we got some good games too, man. Like, don't think you're the only ones making good games. We can make good games too." And I think they're going to prove that eventually. You know, eventually, I think that people are going to be like, "All right, these guys are on par with each other." Like, you know, maybe Xbox's first party titles or story games aren't as good as PlayStation, but they're pretty good, you know, like Indiana Jones is pretty good, you know, like some of these titles are pretty fucking good. Like they deserve the credit that they get, you know, because they are not bad titles. So yeah, I think that we can see that happening. Um, but speaking of that, and the things that I've played, let's talk about things we've been playing. So I've been playing, of course, I went back to Call of Duty. I'm now Prestige 9, Gunny. Prestige 9,
Hey.
I'm almost finished with my journey. My journey is to get to Prestige 10 and max that out, and then I'll be done with this Call of Duty for good till the next one comes out. And of course, so like that's like October, November. So usually around July is when I stop playing Call of Duty and kind of don't play it for 2-3 months till the new one comes out, and then I get all into it again and get sucked right into the hype. Start buying skins and shit. uh, so yeah, I'm trying to use up
Did you
all my
buy the
double.
Jay and Silent Bob skins, bro?
No, I haven't, but I've seen them, and yeah, so I haven't bought them yet.
I know you
But
want Blunt Man, bro. You want the Blunt Man skin.
I've seen the Blunt Man skin, and then the other one. Yeah, I've seen them. Oh yeah, but they're in there. It's funny as fuck. The Jay Silent Bob. Like,
Yeah.
it's so fucking funny seeing them in the game. I was like, this is fucking funny as hell, dude. Like You got Jay and Silent Bob and Snoop Dogg and Nicki Minaj and motherfucking the Ninja Turtles running around the same map. You're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Oh, it's,
There's like, I know every time I fucking turn on the Twitter X, man, it's always some like, I mean, I'd say that's a little like, even like that's kind of was like, oh, really? Like, I get it. Like, they're going, again, I've said it before, like, where they're doing the Fortnite route thing of, yeah, let's just add like any kind of fucking thing we can possibly think of, right? To keep players in the game and add all these different skins. But yeah, it's crazy. Like some of the stuff I've seen in there, that they're always thinking about even adding to the game. But yeah, something else. So yeah, I saw even Silent Bob. I forgot his real name, but he was over there playing Call of Duty. I'm playing myself over here. You guys can join me on the Twitch channels, doing like the self promotion. So I thought it was cool. So yeah, good stuff.
yeah. But so I played a lot of that, and then I played a little bit of yesterday I was playing Helldivers. Actually, I went back to that, and now Helldivers, there's a lot of shit going on in that place, man. So they got 2 new the battle passes out. They got like some new stratagems that are tied to those. One of them is like a little wall you can put up, and it has a grenade launcher attached to it, and it kind of provides cover for your teammates. But you also have a grenade launcher attached to it, so you can blow up the enemies in front of you. They have another one that's like what's it, the hell bomb? You call down a hell bomb, right? Those fucking big explosive bombs that you call down, and it's like a huge nuke that blows up like a big area. Well, now you have a portable one that you can equip, and it's on your back like a backpack, and you kind of like suicide yourself with it. Like you run towards the enemy, you run at the enemy with this backpack on, Gunny, and you just fucking trigger it, and it blows up the whole fucking area. So there's that thing. That's kind of like a fucking jihad backpack fucking
just
type
a
shit.
spot over there on their fucking ass. Yeah, that's cool.
And then fucking what else? So yeah, there's that. But right now we are fighting the Illuminate on another. Like they're on the bug planet. The Illuminate are on the bug planet, and we're trying to destroy something there. And because they're getting closer to Earth, and there's a big battle going on over there. You got the big battle station thing moving over there. So yeah, we got. But it's cool, man. Like every time I play Helldivers, it just reminds me just how much fun that game is. It's just stupid fun, like get in there, call in stratagems, work with your teammates, and get the shit done,
Yeah, I think I've still got it installed. I just haven't been playing it. Oh, I got a raccoon over here. Shit. What are you doing there, buddy?
Is he in your house?
No, I got the window open, but yeah, he scared the hell out of me. He's right next to me. Yeah. Yeah, the window's open. I don't know. He's staring at me. What do you want? Hi.
He's about to get attacked by a gang of raccoons. They gotta go in your house.
There's only one of them. I don't think he can get through the screen door. So yeah.
Oh, there's a screen. Oh, okay, you're fine then.
A raccoon right there, dear. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Sorry, the wife's trying to chase him away. No, I'm sorry, Jesus. I distracted everybody here. Go ahead.
It's fine. You're good. No, but yeah, I've been playing some Helldivers. That show is fun. And then I went back and what else did I play? Fuck, dude, I've been playing so many games. I played some more Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh yeah, that's another good one.
Fuck, man, like that game is so good. It's really fucking good. Like, if you haven't played Hogwarts Legacy by now, go buy that thing. It's probably on sale somewhere. Just
probably
buy
$20.
it. It's
everywhere.
It's fucking good. It's really good. Been playing a little bit more of that. Then I ended up playing what else? On the Game Pass, I ended up playing Oblivion, the remastered, and so
I played a little bit of it. I played up to the prologue. Now I'm in the open world.
Okay, so I don't remember beating this game. I know I've played it a little bit in the past. So I remember the crabs and stuff, but I don't remember beating it. And I don't remember playing it all the way through like I did Skyrim. Skyrim I played the hell out of for a long time, for years. But this one I don't remember it that well. So going back to it, I was thinking to myself, the graphics look good, really well done. Unreal Engine 5 skinned over their old engine or their old game. It looks really good. All right. For an older game, it's a pretty decent enhanced upgrade on the graphics. What I'm not a fan of is the gameplay itself. I'm just not something about it, that old school style, just it's not vibing with me no more. Like I just like I don't want to do this. I don't want to I don't want to talk to the people. I don't want to fucking go here and do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do like I just didn't want to do it. So I'm like, maybe it's not the right time for me to play it. Maybe I'm just like not ready
Okay,
for
so
it.
if you didn't mention it already, so have you played this before? I don't know. Is that
I
was
have,
it
but
2006 or 7 or something?
2006 or 5 or some shit. Yeah, it was like when the Xbox first came out to 360, right? Like it was like a launch title or some shit with it. Like it was pretty close to launch. It was like right there at the beginning of the generation. And I can see that for the time, yeah, it was pretty innovative, right? Because, it's a big RPG, whatever, I just can't get into it. And I'm just like, I don't want to get into it. I only want to try. So I'm like, I don't really care for it. And I know that people are probably mad. They're like, "Oh, you dare you, Jesus! I love this game." Well, I'm coming at it like a new player, pretty much, and I'm thinking to myself, like, as a new player, is this accessible to me? Yes, but a lot of the mechanics they didn't change them. They're old school mechanics, and gameplay has innovated so much in the last what? How long has it been? 18 years since this game came out. So think
Yeah.
about it. In 18 years, the game, the graphics have innovated so much to that it's like fucking like impossible to you know a motherfucking baby that was born when this game came out is a legal adult now. Like they're a fucking adult legally. Like your son Kyle was born when this game came out, Gunny. Like
Yeah, I remember that actually. Yeah.
you
Well,
know
so
what I mean? Like,
I didn't watch any of the gameplay like until probably later on until yeah, I think until like whenever YouTube became like a real thing. And
yeah.
of course, I didn't even play Skyrim until I met you, Jesus, like fucking on Facebook like so I don't know, it was probably what 2010, 11 like when I played the hell out of Skyrim and then of course I knew what it was and I knew I didn't want to play that or Morrowind because I don't know that it just seemed like it was so much older even at the time. Like even in fucking 2011 or whatever fucking year it was like, oh man, I do not like that sword play or whatever. That does not look it looks dated as fuck, right? So I'll stick with Skyrim, like it wasn't even, like I mean at the time, right? I was like, oh man, I'm fucking in love with this world. But yeah. So, but fast forward for me, like, when they were talking about doing when the shadow drop, but it was kind of leading up to it, right? Like, whatever. So then I'm like, cool, cool. So then I fired it up, playing it here on PC. It looks fine to me. And of course, you just kind of start off with whatever fucking melee weapon or sword. And, you're kind of fighting rats or whatever until you get the open world. And it seems okay. Like, I'm cool with it. Like, you get some magic or whatever. So I'm going to see how far I can take this game. And I really, really, really want to get fucking 70 hours deep into this game, or if not longer, if I can. So I really want to explore the world, great writing. I think it was, I heard it in a podcast, Jesus, but that was Patrick Stewart in the beginning of the game. The dude from Star Trek. Am I wrong on that? I didn't even Google it yet, but I'm like, I recognize that voice, So I assume they're just using all the original voices for everything. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, damn, that dude sounds like Patrick Stewart. So yeah, so that was cool. Like, I mean, I've always liked Bethesda's writing. So yeah, maybe not their graphics so much, but yeah, and of course I've seen a lot of articles on this game like, oh, this is a fucking like this is a redo or fucking this is not a remaster. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Like everybody's kind of going back and forth on it. So yeah, and we got an article about it later, but yeah, my first fucking thoughts are like, okay, this is cool. Like, yeah, it's not exactly 2025 fucking gameplay, action or whatever, but yeah. And I've watched various streams, like not for long periods of time. I don't want a ton of spoilers because I still don't really know a lot of like the story and lore or whatever, but you kind of get the gist of it, right? Especially if you've played Skyrim, so many side quests, and of course there's always the main thing that people either mainline or they don't, So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just playing with a controller on the PC and yep. Oh, you know what the first thing I did, Jesus? The first thing I did is I went and looked for the guidebook because I have like what I call the Skyrim Bible. I keep that thing in pristine condition, and that came with was it Hearthstone, and there was another DLC that came out. So it's like one complete guidebook or whatever. So I'm like, of course, Amazon is sold out, but I didn't even check GameStop. So I just would love to have that as like a collector's edition. So yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I played that, and then I played another game this week. And like I said, I played Monster Hunter and all those on the PS5. But I also went back and played some more Ready or Not. That's that SWAT game. And a big announcement was made by that team. They said that their game is coming to consoles, both the PS5 and the Xbox systems, with full crossplay between all the platforms. They said so. It's going
nice.
to have crossplay between the PC players, the PS5 players, the Xbox players, which is great for me because it's going to bring the pool of players up on the PC quite a bit, right? Make the matchmaking way
Yeah.
shorter, and I'm excited for the Xbox people and the PS5 people to have a legit SWAT game, like a badass SWAT game on their consoles. Like that is fucking cool, dude. Like y'all gonna see how cool this game is if you're a console guy and you've been wanting a really cool SWAT police game like this, like that's really hard. Like I'm telling you, this game is not fucking easy. You die, you have to watch the rest of the match dead, like or back out to the lobby and start a new match, because it's not easy. It's really like intense and yeah, like I love the game because it's so unpredictable. Like even though the maps are all, you can memorize the maps and kind of what they look like, but the enemies are randomly placed on the map every time. They're randomly hiding in different spots. They'll try to ambush you. They'll act like they're surrendering, Gunny. Then all of a sudden they'll pull out a knife and run at you and try to stab you, or like they'll pull out a pistol as they're, oh, I surrender, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go cuff this guy. And as you walking up to cuff him, all of a sudden he's going down on his knees and he jumps up real quick with the pistol in his hand, and you're like, what the fuck? How did he pull out a pistol so fast?
It's fast. It's quick. I've been
Yeah.
watching Sheriff Eli play this game recently. I mean, I've been watching it since launch, but just recently because he's been playing it, and it's like, damn, that gun came out super quick. I like the one seasons where you might come into a room or whatever, and you're like telling them to surrender, and then you think they're gonna, like you said, you think it's gonna happen, and then they like the fucking gun comes out, and it's like before you know it, you've got a gun pointed at you, and you're like, so maybe you've got a little bit of cover. You might shoot them once or twice or whatever, but it may not be like a headshot. And then they're like, nah, really, this time I really do. Like, I'm really going to surrender this time because they just might be injured now, right? But then they've either dropped the weapon and it's like, okay, well, I guess you're getting cuffed. Like, damn, like that. It's almost like a real life simulator when I think about like how fast that gun can come out.
And they'll hide in closets too. The enemies, that like if they know you're coming into a room, they'll hide in the closet or they'll hide under the bed. So you got to check under beds, under closets, because they will like, you go into a room, you think, oh, this room is clear, and you start moving towards the next room. Next thing you know, a crackhead jumps out of under the bed, and he's fucking running at you with the knife behind your back and kills you.
I've been watching so he's been playing like on this map, Jesus, where it's like I guess I don't know if you want to call them warehouses or whatever, but Sheriff Eli was calling them spider holes or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's got like the broken rebar.
Yeah.
In the crack. So then like I was wondering like, why do they keep pointing those out? Well, I guess if an enemy's on the other side of it, right? They can fucking sight in on you from that location. Like, yeah, you may not be able to access it from your side, but yeah, like, so you got to watch like the fucking cracks in the walls too. Like, enemies will just fucking shoot through there. Like,
and this game has like, they'll have the maps, but they'll have a nighttime mode on the map. So like you have to go in with night vision and like you have like on your teammates, there's strobe lights on their helmets. So, like you recognize who your teammates are and who the enemy is. Because with the night vision, it actually kind of obscures your vision on the edges. Like it doesn't, because there's two different types of night vision. There's like the old school kind where like you have the edge kind of black, like the edge is kind of like black. And then you have the one that has like the newer model night visions where it has the three lenses on it. So you have three different views. Like you have the middle, the left and the right kind of, like so you have like a bigger view and it kind of meshes them all together. And then you either have like the green night vision or the white phosphor night vision. I prefer the white phosphor because it's way easier to see than the green one. But But yeah, like that game it's fucking cool, man. You have the IR lasers so when you're wearing the night vision, you guys have lasers, but only like you can only see the laser through the night vision goggles. You can't see it like with the naked eye. Um, Pretty cool stuff, dude. Pretty cool stuff. And yeah, I'm excited to see. Like I said, I'm excited for that game to come to consoles because it's gonna increase the player pool on the PC by a lot, like a lot. And they have 2 DLCs out for the PC. I think they announced one more coming out. I'm assuming that's gonna probably coincide with the console release. Because I'm sure all the DLCs are gonna have to be available on everything, right? If it's all crossplay. So yeah. And the cool thing about the DLC is if, say, you buy it or you join a lobby where the host owns the DLC, you get to play on that map because the host owns it. Like, only the host of the match has to own the DLC for everyone to be able to play on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of cool the way they do that.
I'm gonna add this back in my wish list. I was thinking like, maybe I won't, but I know with crossplay coming, a lot of you guys.
Gunny, I'll tell you right now, you could probably find this game on CD keys for like $12. Like,
yeah, it's 50 right now on Steam. So yeah, let's see how much CD keys has it for. I can bring that up really quick here. Let's see.
CD keys $23. Yeah, $22.59.
$22.59, and then the DLC is even on sale.
Yeah,
so Dark Waters and Home Invasion. Or Home Invasion's like, oh, is that? Oh, okay. So I think that's probably included, right? So that's the game.
No,
right?
so Ready or Not.
It's a PC bundle.
That's so the bundle. Yeah, so if it's the Invasion bundle, then yes, that includes the game and that DLC. But that is the DLC. It's called Home Invasion. That's the one where you get the governor's mansion. It's like a big mansion. Like the governor lives there, and you have to go rescue the governor.
And okay, and it comes with the soundtrack too, so that's a good deal.
Yeah, and then
regularly
the Dark Waters,
$61. Yeah, that's like half off.
Dark Waters is like a neighborhood one where like a fucking hurricane came through, and you have to go and like do these neighborhoods and fucking take out all the gang members or whatever. It's pretty cool, man. I think I'm gonna buy these DLCs because they're both $5. So $10 I can buy because they're normally priced $12 on Steam or whatever.
Yeah,
I think I'll just buy them on CD keys and get them on Steam. But yeah, I love Ready or Not. Anyways, besides all of this, my favorite game this week has been the following game. And I don't know if you played this or not, Gunny, but Clair Obscur's Expedition 33.
So just before recording, I was actually streaming it. If you didn't notice on the chat,
I fucking love this game. I'm telling you, I love the world. I like the combat. I like the music. I like everything about this game. The graphics look pretty fucking cool. I'm playing it on the PC on Game Pass. I know people can play it on the PS5 on the Xbox, but I'm playing it on the PC. And it runs really good. It looks really good. And I love like just the setting of the world. The characters, the way they look, what they're wearing. It reminds me of like a mix in my head when I look at the way that the people are dressed, like the expeditioner people or whatever, the expedition people. They remind me of the Order 1886, that PS4 game.
That's what I was kind of getting from this.
It reminds me of that mixed with like some other shit. I don't know, but like maybe I was thinking like Fallout. Like not Fallout. What's that game? BioShock.
Yeah, a little bit of that
like a little bit of BioShock mixed with 1886, mixed with like I don't know, man. It's fucking cool vibe.
Well,
like,
I mean, what do you want to call this? Like French punk or whatever? It wasn't exactly
kind of mixed with punk.
Futuristic. Like, so far, there wasn't. I didn't see anything futuristic besides like they're using magic. But
it's kind of mixed with like Frostpunk type shit. Like it's Frostpunk,
little Frostpunk,
Frostpunk, Order 1886, and whatever. It's a steampunk style, like a steampunk 1800s Renaissance Victorian era fucking. Like style, right? That's kind of what they're really going for, like a steampunk Victorian fucking style, like really cool French type shit. The music's in French. I don't know if you noticed that, Gunny, but the music, some of it'll be in English, but a lot of it'll be in French.
It seemed like it was like opera to me, so I didn't hear any words.
Yeah.
It was a lot of
it's in French.
Style.
That's why. Like if you listen, they're singing in French. I didn't catch on to it. I thought it was like just some lady going, ooh. But no, it's like a French. She's singing in French. You're like, oh shit, she's actually saying words in French, and like you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. But yeah, I love this game, dude.
So this
The
is I just checked this, Jesus, because I didn't do a lot of research on this, but this is
yeah.
Sandfall Interactive, founded in France in 2020. Video games studio developed premium 3D games for PC, next gen consoles. We believe the latest game making technologies now make it possible for indie teams to deliver outstanding production value in realistic 3D graphic style, with a focus on single player experiences. I like that. We want to deliver the incredible stories and intriguing characters in gorgeous fantasy worlds. We build the best pipelines we can to achieve this goal while keeping the creativity and agility of small teams. I don't there was some controversy over like how many people made this game. Like I didn't read the article, but I heard it was less than 30, so I don't know.
It's 30 people. I was hoping that they had 33 people on the team.
Oh, that would have been cool. Yeah.
But they don't. They have 30 people. This game, Gunny. So the lore of this game is there's this thing called whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. It's like the whatever
The
fucking,
Paintress?
the paintress. She's like a god, right? And she came
Yeah,
down
I'd say
to
she's
Earth.
like something like that.
She's like a god devil thing, and she came down to Earth, and she kills people. Like she kills people before they turn. Once you reach the age of 33, you die. Like once you're 33 years old, like that's like a cap. Like you don't live past that, you die.
Well, that timer goes down, right? That timer is going down. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's like an
that's
every year thing or whatever. Like
I'm not
I
sure if
think
it's an
that's what they
every
said in
year.
the
I think
story.
so too. I think every year the expedition fails, the timer goes down, and less people die. I guess they die younger. Anyways, right now it's at 33 when the game starts. That means Expedition 34 had just failed. You're part of Expedition 33. Your name is Gustav. You're the main character, Gustav, and you start off like in this like French fucking like village town thing or whatever. Like I think it's probably Paris, right? And you're like walking around and you're like this festival, and you're like, who are these people? Like, there's this festival going on, like a flower festival,
Yeah, because
and
they only
you
sold flowers, I noticed. That was it.
and you give these people flowers, but I think by giving somebody a flower, you're remembering them, and these people are all dead. I think they're all dead. But if you see them and you give them a flower, you are kind of telling them that you still remember them, and you for a minute you play as this chick and this dude Gustav, and this chick who's like maybe his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife or something, right? Like,
I think she was like a love interest you had. Didn't she just
yeah.
return after 4 years from somewhere? I don't know. It didn't explain that part, but then
But
you only
they
see her for that
really,
short amount of time.
yeah, because once the festival is over, like everyone disappears, turns into like flower petals, rose petals, right? Like
Well, okay, Jesus,
everyone,
I'm a little lost on that. So we're into real spoiler territory here. I mean, even in the beginning of the game, I think. But
yeah.
like, I assume she was 34 or over that, right? So that's why she disappeared along with hundreds of other people. I'm
I
guessing it
think
was an age thing, right?
maybe, yeah, I think so.
Because
Yeah.
Gustav is 33 because everybody, I went and talked to everybody. I don't know about you. I went and talked to everybody in the prologue, and then like well, even after the prologue, right? You're still kind of like, I think even before you kind of depart onto the expedition, right? They were like, "Hey, you're the oldest one here, Gustav."
Yeah.
And so I like, okay, he's wearing a patch 33. Maybe he is 33. Well, it's Expedition 33, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think that's just a patch for the expedition team or whatever. But yeah, you're part of this expedition team that's going to go on this island that's trying to find the paintress and stop her from doing whatever the fuck she's doing. Apparently, they've been sending expeditions since the first one, which was Expedition Zero, which
right.
was the 100th expedition. Now they're down to 30 fucking 3. So that means they've had 67 failures.
So I thought it was 60 because in the kind of near the beginning or whatever, I think well, no, anyway, when you go to like the festival, I actually guessed it correctly. I think it was 60. I was just, I don't know, seems like 60 or whatever. And the guy's like, you knew that one. You're smart. And I'm thinking like, I don't know, it's like 1 out of 3 chances. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
so you
think
learn some of the story by talking to people.
yeah, so whatever. It's been like 100 years or something since this painter showed up. and then she lasts 100 years, and then everyone's gonna die if you don't stop her or something. So you're trying to stop her, and you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on, why the world is all fucked up and twisted. Like I don't know what the hell's going on there. But once
What
you
did
get
they
to the
say
island,
that we got that we were twisted in time or something, or I don't know, like we're in a
I
rift.
don't
I think we're
fucking
in a rift or something apart from the actual world or some shit.
I don't fucking have a clue what's going on with that. But
Me
I
neither.
do
Yeah.
know there's a cool speech that this Gustav's sister gives before the expedition takes off. Then you take off on the expedition, and then shit hits the fan
Yeah, it
right off
does.
the get go. Right from the get go,
Fuck.
it's like fucking Normandy on D-Day. Like you literally everything's getting fucked up. And then you start playing the game. Like you're on the island, you're fighting shit. You meet up this chick. What's her name? Luna, I think. You meet up with Luna.
Yeah, she's like, I think
Yeah,
she even says like, "Hey, we're the last two alive. We don't give up. We keep
yeah,
going. We
yeah.
keep going." Everybody keeps saying that. We keep going after people fall. We keep going. So let's keep going.
I like them both. So she has pretty cool. So she has like magical powers. She's more like a
She's got
witch.
she's got fire and ice, which is pretty
Well,
cool. So
she's like a
yeah.
sorcerer, and you're like a fucking. You're more like a sword and gun type dude, and she's more like the sorcerer. And I'm assuming based on rank, you are the next in command because the captain died, right? The leader of the group. He was like the first one to die,
I you
right?
know, I would think, you know what? So then it says when you take off, like, or when the shit hits the fan or whatever, and you wake up and you're just all fucked up, like, and I think it says like, oh, okay, go find survivors or whatever. I'm gonna assume since this game, and I'm playing on the PC Game Pass as well, that it says, you know, go find survivors, and of course you find, I think her name, you're right, Luna or something. I'm assuming it's turn based. You're probably gonna have find more people,
Oh, you
right?
are.
Like,
You have up to like 5 people in your squad, I think, at the end of the
yeah.
game.
Yeah, because this
You
game
find
is like
everyone. You find the redhead girl. You find some other people. But yeah, like
I didn't watch any
yeah,
spoilers. Yeah, no spoilers for me. Was yeah, I didn't.
but yeah, like you are. Yeah, the goal is to find other people. Right now, I'm gonna go find the redhead chick. I'm gonna go into this water area. Um, but yeah, so like I like the chick's abilities. Luna's abilities are really cool. They're really like she flies and she has a sword like fire and an ice attack, and Gustav has a sword and gun and like some lightning attack that I attached to him. You have these like different perks you can pick up and find around the map. So I got like a special dodge one for Gustav and like some other one for the chick. Um, yeah, like you upgrade the characters each checkpoint. You can upgrade their skills. It's really the game is really well done. I like the combat. The turn based. I'm not a huge fan of it, of turn based games, but this one works well. Like it's because they integrate that whole little bullshit where like you have to dodge the hits of the enemies, you know, and like that shit gets really hard sometimes, dude. Because you're like, okay, when the fuck is this motherfucker gonna swing? When's he gonna swing? He fucking swung and hit me. God damn it,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, it
shit.
goes quick.
And then,
It goes fast.
okay, okay, motherfucker, I got you this time. And then he switches the attack, and you're like, fucking shit. Like, this motherfucker. So, like, one time I died to a guy like 3 times because he kept switching the attacks. And they kept saying, like, oh, like, so and so is now scared. They're getting scared. And it's like, oh, fuck, because I'm fucking him up. And then all of a sudden they'll change the attack and they'll be like, oh, he feels confident now. Like he feels confident because he killed one of your guys. He killed Gustav, so like he gets like a boost of like confidence, and now he's like kind of change up his attack. So like it's kind of cool. Like the enemies change up their attacks based on how you're fighting them, and all that shit affects them. Like elemental things affect them. Like some of them are weak to the ice attacks. Some of them are weak to the fire attacks. Some of them are weak to the lightning attacks, and some of them are like they're gonna get more like they're gonna get a bigger hit damage if if you fucking freeze them first and then hit him with an ice fire or like a lightning attack afterwards or whatever. Um, One weird thing though that did happen to me though, Gunny, was I fought these two fucking things, right? I went to this place. I fought these like 3 guys. It was like 3 or 2 of them or whatever. We killed them, and then I kind of stayed in that area for like I don't know, a few minutes maybe. because I was running around like exploring, trying to find like the secret things, you know. So I was like, I went to the right, went to the left, looked back, was walking around like in a circle, kind of, and all of a sudden the enemies respawned.
Huh. I wonder if that's on
Like
a timer or something.
I wondered that too, because I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like they literally respawned in front of me. Like I started walking back towards that way that I just fought them, and boom, they just respawned in front of me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, did I just kill you, motherfuckers? Like then I had to and kill them again. I'm that was weird. It's like I was like, like, is that how it works? I don't know. If that's how that works. Kind of like a
Yeah, you
soul. I
got
was thinking,
robotic there for a minute. Just I don't know if that'll transpire to the show, but I didn't catch
yeah, it
anything
probably
in the last
will.
20 seconds. You said,
Well, I'm wondering if it's all like on a timer, Gunny. I'm wondering if it's all on a fucking timer. Like, if the fucking enemy fucking respawns, or if it's like a Souls game where like if you hit a checkpoint, they'll
yeah,
respawn. Or
thinking.
what the fuck? Like, I don't know.
You know what I'm thinking? Also, like, okay, so I'll set this up. Like, so this game is so far like if you play Metaphor ReFantagio, like even like the when you first start this off, right? Even the point where I'm at, where I met Lana or whatever her name is, like it's kind of giving you like even some light tutorial stuff, like okay, she has the ice and fire or whatever, or fire and fucking ice, and you can use these things, right? It's still kind of giving you that tutorial stuff, and I'm like even all the way up to this point, like where it's got the attack and everything, I'm like, okay, it's like Metaphor, similar, right? But not exact, because Metaphor is just, it doesn't have like a dodge or parry system or anything like that. So, for when the enemy actually attacks. So it's not like you just stand there and press the attack button, right? So little different, right? But so far, I mean, even for me, it's like, I'll just say that like, because I was listening to Crafty on the Video Game Happy Hour today, and he was talking about how there's a baby mode you can put in, but I guess it's more liberal, Jesus. So there's an option there. If it gets too hard, just drop it to baby mode. But it's still turn based. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it as long as I can go. Right. So far, I've just been like kind of spamming the RB button on the Xbox controller. Okay, do I fucking am I gonna get this fucking parry in or what? And so far I've gotten pretty good with like the what is it, like what's the, I don't know, the A button. I can't remember. That one's not dodge, right? That one's something else. I forgot what that one is. Like whatever, it increases your AP or something. But that'll pop up on the screen like a quick time event.
Certain times it'll increase your AP. Like,
Yeah.
so you build up attack points based on like just hitting regular attacks, and then yeah, you get like boosts. Like sometimes like a certain special attack will have like it'll have a QT, a quick time event, right, where you can press A or X or whatever on your controller, and it'll boost that attack. It'll give extra hit points to it. I
You know what
fucking
I've
love the
been doing?
game.
As soon
You
as I
know,
see that A pop up,
one thing I gotta give credit for this game, Gunny, besides all the combat, besides all that other bullshit, the voice acting.
yeah,
The
very well
voice
done.
acting in this game, it makes me care about everyone. Like, Gustav is on point, bro. Like the way he talks, the way his emotions come through in the game, you're like, God fucking damn it, I give a fuck about you, Gustav. You better not fucking die, you handsome motherfucker. Or the chick Luna, when she's talking to you about like, hey man, like we gotta fucking fight, dude. Like, we promised, we swore the fucking oath that like if one falls, we continue no matter what. And she's like, we didn't say when one falls, we might continue. She's like, we said we would continue. Like, you took that fucking oath. Like, you need to get out there and get your shit together, get your fucking head on straight, and we got to continue the mission, because Gustav, it's super, like, emotional in that moment where he's in that cave, bro, and he puts the gun to his head, and you're thinking to yourself, like, fuck, I was thinking to myself, if I was in his situation, I'd be thinking the same shit, dude. Like, everything just went to shit. The whole expedition, you pretty much saw everyone die. Your captain is dead. Your best friends are dead. Lucian fucking died just in front of you. After he saved your life, he died like right in front of you. Your fucking main captain commander dude is dead. Everyone else is fucking dead. You think, you don't know. You see all these dead bodies everywhere, and you're like, fuck. Like, I would think about killing myself too right there. But you know what? Fuck this. Like, what's the point? What's the
Right.
point,
Yeah.
Gunny?
Why keep going on if you know you're going to die, Like,
Yeah,
because they
like
were pretty powerful enemies. I mean, they were doing some, like, unbelievable fucking
Yeah, like fucking like just blowing these dudes to pieces, and you're like,
yeah, like in
damn, like,
seconds.
and these motherfuckers are all like trained warriors, like they're trained to go on the expedition. You know, like they know what they're not just like random people that just okay, we're gonna send you on an expedition. Like no, all these motherfuckers know how to fight and do shit. You know, like they all know how to fight. They all know what the fuck they're doing. You know, then they all got fucking wrecked like in seconds, dude. Like
Yeah, and they went and hid behind the boat, and I was like, look, they all pissed their pants too. It was a pretty
yeah,
intense cutscene. Like that was cool, and it was
and
super dark too.
yeah,
By the way,
I
dark as in like they couldn't
yeah.
see shit. You know?
I love the, like I said, I love the voice acting. I love the music. The atmosphere of the game is on point. It's all well done, dude. Like, I don't know how this indie team did it, but it goes to show when you put a lot of love and care into something and kind of just, say fuck the bullshit, you really can pull off some really cool shit. Because, this game has, like, everything of a good game, dude. Like, everything. Like, there's nothing weird about it that I thought like, like oh this is fucking odd or this is stupid or this is fucking retarded or whatever. Like I didn't think this is fucking, you know what I mean? Like I'm like everything in this game is cool. I like it all. The world, the atmosphere, the fucking everything is so well done, and I highly recommend it. Like honestly, dude, I want to play it right now. That's how good this game is. Like just talking about it makes me want to play it. I don't want to talk about it. I want to play it. You know,
Yeah.
that's how good it is, dude. And that's a good game, man. When a game wants you to play it just by talking about it, you know that game has you in, like has you reeled in.
I'm still
Like
thinking about like that first 20 minutes of just kind of going back to it, right? Of seeing the world. It had romance, right? Kind of right off the bat in the beginning with Gustav and the rose and his I guess that was his sister was he talking to or his friend in the beginning. And then yes, I'm pretty sure like Jesus like that what's her name when he sees her like I'm thinking back to it like I don't know where the fuck she went for 4 years, and then it was just you had this short amount of time. I was like, damn, and the music and the piano and everything that was just so well done.
yeah.
Yeah, so well done.
The piano fucking music hits and you're like, oh shit. As soon as that piano music hit, I was like, I'm in, motherfucker. I'm in. Like they got the music on point. I'm fucking in right now. Like, let's see where this takes me. And I'm like, fucked. I'm kind of glad I tried this game because a lot of people I think wouldn't try this game if it wasn't recommended to them just by the way it looks. It's kind of a weird name, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't want to say like, oh, this is like Dark Souls or whatever. No, think metaphor and keep in mind, yeah, just go play the story mode. Hopefully that's would be easier if you're not into a super quick response time with yeah, quick time events or what have you.
I
Dodging,
would
parrying.
recommend just play the baby mode if you really just you gotta experience this. It's fucking cool, bro. Like I was thinking, there has to be a book about this shit. That's where they got the where they like
I haven't
they just made
researched
this
it.
stuff. Is this based on a book? What is this based on? Like
I don't know.
who the
I didn't check.
who the fuck is Clair Obscur and what the fuck is this expedition shit?
Yeah, I can
Like
Google it real quick, but yeah.
I don't
So let's see
know.
here. Okay, it says here, according to Broche, Clair Obscur takes inspiration from a Japanese role-playing games. Okay, so not really a book. It says here, with Broche noting the Final Fantasy and Persona series specifically. Yeah, I would say that. Like definitely
Yeah.
Persona, metaphor. So and yeah, it just says set in the fantasy world inspired by Belle Epique, France. Once a year, the paintress wakes to paint a cursed number upon her monolith, and every one of the aged instantly turns to smoke and fades away. Definitely, yeah, I got like the Avengers kind of feel, man. People know what I'm talking about when that shit went down. So yeah, she first appeared 67 years ago, and year by year, that number ticks down. So yeah, I don't see anything about a book or anything, yeah, based on that. So looks like it was probably created in house. So pretty good so far. I like it. Yeah. So that's gonna be cool. I think yeah, I'm gonna try to avoid any kind of spoilers for like, as much as I possibly can. Hopefully, Jesus, you don't get too far ahead and be like, guess what happened? Plot twist. So I might have to tune out, man, if I really keep going on this.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's it, man. That's why I've been playing. I really want to play more of that Clair Obscur shit. I need to. I can see that being like a TV show or like a movie or something, dude. Just how well done it is.
Yeah, I saw. Gosh, what was it? What's that game that you and me and Mayo played? But it's not It Takes Two, but what's their latest one? Uh,
Oh,
Whatever that co-op game or whatever. Yeah. So the name escapes me right now, but that's gonna be a movie. I just saw that last week. I was like, what the heck? Like that game just fucking came out. So yeah, but they're already gonna make a fucking movie about it. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, I think I think they've already sold like 1 million copies, even with it being on Game Pass and stuff. So that's a pretty good head start. So for I want to say a smaller developer. But other than that, yeah. So what else did I play? Assassin's Creed Shadows. Been diving a little bit into it. So geez, I finally fired this up on the Steam Deck, and man, that game was a little rough trying to play in 30 FPS. The only difference that made it with the fact that it's the Steam Deck's an OLED, But I think if you enable DLSS on this, or excuse me, FMR, whatever the fuck it is, or whatever, if you enable that, Jesus, on the Steam Deck, I did get it up to about 40 frames, and man, it makes a big difference going from 30 to 40. You clearly see that on a Steam Deck, like to watch the fucking gameplay go about a little bit better. So yeah, so enable that. I don't know what it is about the Steam Deck, like versus like the Xbox controller, where, for example, like if I'm playing on a Steam Deck, right, and if I'm going to have to go and press A and X on the Steam Deck, I don't know, it's something that like I keep going over the X button or something. Like I keep missing it, right? Because on the controller, the Xbox controller, like they're a little more spread out, where the Steam Deck, right, they're so close together. So I have to get used to doing that. So because that's totally throwing me off. But yeah, so besides that stuff on there, man, so many games out right now. So I played another demo here called Mandragora. So this is a side-scrolling hack and slash, like Prince of Persia. I want to say I'm just gonna look here on Steam, check and see if it's like an early access thing here. Let's see here. I think I had it in my library, but yeah, other than that, I think it's pretty cool. So seems pretty basic, but yeah, I was really enjoying playing this on here. So see, I know I had it, but maybe not. So yeah, I was just playing this game the other day. So, but let's see, what else have I been playing? Oh yeah, nothing really much else. Just some fucking mobile games on here. But Jesus, I talked to you earlier about this, but I finally upgraded my iPhone 14 to the iPhone 16 Pro, bro. I got the Pro. I like to take pictures. I'm not a photographer or anything, but I like clear fucking, nicer fucking pictures. And I know it's not a Samsung Galaxy or anything, but we're a bunch of crapple guys over here. So but I did get this like the regular size one. Is it called the Max or whatever? Fucking, whatever. I had the larger one for my old eyes, but yeah, I'd always end up cracking the screen on that thing. So the screen protector. I even finally took that thing off last week after cracking it a few times. And I was like, oh, well, if I drop it and really break the glass or whatever, then I'll have to get a new one. So yeah, but so far so good on it. I'm fumbling I was trying to text you guys earlier today, and it was like, I don't know, it was like giving me this like shaky text, and it didn't seem to autocorrect anything for some reason. Like I was just drunk texting you guys. But again, I'm so used to that larger phone, right? I can use my big giant thumbs, and find the letters a lot easier. But yeah, this is going to take a little bit to get used to. So maybe I'll just text less or something, or use more voice. But yeah, so far I like it. I was checking the video because checking for tips and tricks and what's kind of new for me. So I don't know if anybody just throwing it out there for any iPhone users, but like I guess like a regular picture. So there's different like picture settings, right? For like I think it was like 24 pixels or whatever megapixels, right? But in the iPhone Pro or whatever, you can go in and change it to 48. So, and I noticed too, I think it was the same way, Jesus, on my iPad Pro, where no, son of a gun, it was still set at 24. Like it's weird that they default it. And I think they do that just so you're not using a ton of like space or whatever on your iCloud. That's the only reason I can think of why they kind of set that to the default. So yeah, now I'm at 48, and man, you can really kind of zoom in and see the hairs on the mole, man, on my body, like or something. But yeah, it was cool. So, and then I think the other one was like how you can, set things. This might have, I know this was definitely with the 15, and it could have been with the iPhone 14, but like 4K videos, like yeah, that you can actually set those and like take videos in 4K and high fidelity and stuff. So, but yeah, I just been tinkering with that thing, and that's pretty cool. I got that all set up and ready to go. So, but yeah, I think that's all I've been playing, Jesus, for the most part.
Nice.
Any new games?
Yeah. Yeah, Gunny.
New games, new
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah, you know what? I don't put a protector on my phone ever.
No?
Nothing.
What
Like
kind of
this is
case
just
do you
not.
have? I always go with
This is not a case. There's no case on my
no
phone.
case
There's no
for it. Damn.
case,
Wow.
no case, and no screen protector. I let this fucker get scratched up. I
Wow.
drop it on the floor all the time. You know how many times I dropped this thing in concrete, like glass first, like boom, it'll hit the floor and nothing.
Wow. I always go with OtterBox. So
No,
I know that thing is like when I go to T-Mobile, it's going to cost me 40, 50 bucks. And I always get like the screen protector, and we always have insurance. So I think I can't think of you know what, Jesus, I think the last time we ever had to use that insurance was like, it was about 2 years ago. I think when my wife like accidentally lost her phone, but it was like in the car, in the fucking glove box or some crazy shit, or it fell under the seat and it was on silent. So we couldn't like, or whatever, it fucking went dead. And then she fucking ordered literally like it was like the one time. And that might have been like 3 years ago. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe hopefully we'll get some fucking something bad will go happen so we can use the insurance again. So
yeah, I don't.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't put anything on my phone, especially if I have insurance. I'm like, I don't. Why would I? Like, that's paying for insurance and not ever using it because I protect my phone so much. So I just
Yeah.
let it break. If it breaks, it breaks. Oh well, get a new one.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the
Yeah,
insurance? It's still pretty cheap. It's like $4 a month or something.
yeah.
Still pretty reasonable.
Anyways, get some news here. All right. Wow. Wow. Okay. For the first 3 years of this generation, a number of industry analysts argued Sony may need to add first-party games to the PS Plus at launch in order to maintain pace with Xbox Game Pass. And it says here the Japanese giant, to its credit, always maintained its position that this was unsustainable, and then it later added tiers to its subscription offering, providing good value with PS Plus Extra and PS Plus Premium. But, so, it says here that some analysts are saying that this may not be the future, of like the way games are going to be. Um, so, Circana analyst Matt Piscatella, he said, subscriptions are certainly not the future of gaming. While he added that they can have a place in the industry, he pointed out the U.S. spending on services like PS Plus and Xbox Game Pass has remained flat since 2021, aside from a brief 14% year-over-year boost when Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was added to the service last holiday. Uh, so they're saying that subscriptions are not really like, he doesn't see it being like a future thing because they're not increasing. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, people say that people still place value on owning their games instead of renting them. People will focus on a handful of games as opposed to a larger game catalog. And it says here gaming requires a more active investment as opposed to media like a movie or music, which you can just enjoy passively. A game you have to actually sit there and play, which means it takes up more of your time, more of your attention, and like they said, like when you play a game, it's easier to buy one game than pay for a subscription and for a bunch of games because you're not gonna play all those games. You're gonna play the one game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, and there's free to play games that are pretty popular, like Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, Roblox, etc., that are super popular, that are free to play, and they offer enough enjoyment that you don't need to subscribe to Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Pass or whatever, They make sense. I kind of agree with some of these arguments. But who knows? I think he says that
Yeah.
it may not be the future of gaming. Like he says, it's not the future that you think it is. Like everything is not going to switch to subscription. That it'll still be a part of gaming. It'll still be available, but he doesn't see it being like the only option. That like some people think, oh, we're only going to have Game Pass in the future. Like he's like, no, he's like, I don't think that'll ever happen.
Yeah, right. I get it. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Here's here more
Right.
news.
Yeah, that wouldn't work, right? Because some people be like, "Fuck that." Well, then I'm just not going to play the game or whatever, right? So that's a lost sale on a game, you know? Makes sense.
U.S. publisher Devolver Digital has laid off 40% of employees at internal studio Nerio after identifying issues with recent releases. The studio, which is best known for developing Reigns, this is a mobile game, and the more recently, The Crush House. The former is one of the Devolver's most successful franchises to date, having earned over $20 million in its lifetime revenue across 5 titles. Devolver acquired Nerio back in 2021 alongside Firefly Studios and Dodge Roll. The studio's About Us webpage currently lists 11 employees. Nerio has undergone a team restructure to address issues around recent releases and to better shape the team for future releases, reads Devolver's FY24 investor presentation. This restructure has resulted in a 40% reduction in headcount. Devolver confirmed it refocused a number of internal teams during the past fiscal year. Polish study Artificer was downsized by over 50% in early 2024, while it also reduced the headcount of Good Shepherd and subsidiary Big Fan Games, which only launched back in October of 2024, by 50%. So it says here the company's overall headcount was reduced from a peak of 303 employees, Gunny, at the end of 2023 to approximately 270 at the end of 2024, and then whatever it is at now because it's decreasing, right? So yeah, pretty much Devolver is laying off people. Of course, it's part of work, man. Like it's part of the industry. Like yeah, it sucks. People get laid off, but it's part of the industry, dude. Like, what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah, it
The
seems
games
like a
that-
trend, right? In a lot of sectors, right? But yeah, especially in the last 2 years.
especially in game development. But yeah,
Right. Until the next game is really starting to ramp up, you know? Then I'll
Yep.
bet you they bring those people back, you know?
So Russia, Gunny, apparently takes issue with Wargaming's opposition to the invasion of Ukraine, but a different company is paying the price. Top executives of the companies responsible for World of Tanks are now facing pressure from the Russian government, which a RIA Novosti report says has accused Wargaming, Victor Kisley, and Lesta Games owner Malik Katasaev of extremist activities, Gunny, related to Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine. The Russian government has reportedly seized Lesta Group assets as a result of this charge and is also seeking to seize all of Katasaev's holdings in the company. World of Tanks developer Wargaming was founded in Minsk, Belarus in 1998, but then relocated their headquarters to Cyprus in 2011 and has opened numerous other studios around the world since then. In 2022, following the launch of Russia's unprovoked full-scale invasion of Ukraine, it pulled out of Belarus and Russia, transferring control of World of Tanks to Lesta Games, a Russian studio. Says here, Wargaming acquired them in 2011, and but then as of March 31st, 2022, Wargaming said they have no affiliation anymore with Lesta Studios. Okay, Russia doesn't seem to give much of a fuck about the
Yeah.
separation. The RA Novosti report says that the Prosecutor General's office believes Katasaev and Kisley are part of an association that carries out extremist activities, a claim they supported by citing reports about Wargaming's opposition to the invasion and the fundraising efforts for Ukraine. The opposition and fundraising claims are true. In 2022, shortly after the invasion began, Wargaming fired creative director Sergei Burgatovsky after he voiced support for the attack of Russia against the Ukraine. And in 2023, the company raised more than $1 million through the sale of a Ukraine theme bundle in 6 of their games. Purchase whatever you buy packs, whatever. Says here, this is hardly what someone would call extremist activities, but you can at least understand where they're coming from. So there's that.
Man.
So yeah, that's your.
Man, like that's crazy, right? Like, well, I mean, I get it too. If you're, I mean, you know, you don't want to speak up if you're in Russia, you know, which this guy wasn't, but still, like, yeah, they don't exactly have the First Amendment over there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. Russia will take over the company, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
In other news, this is coming from DeLand, Florida. How do you pronounce that? DeLand or DeLand? DeLand? Whatever. DeLand,
Oh yeah, this
Florida.
is not exactly gaming news, but I don't
Yeah.
remember this incident. Yeah, D-Land, yeah, Florida.
Nearly 2 decades, Gunny, after they were convicted of brutally murdering 6 people, 2 men are hoping to avoid the death penalty as they are resentenced. That's right, Gunny. Troy Victorino and Jerome Hunter were initially sentenced to death for the murders of Aaron Belanger, Roberto Gonzalez, Michelle Nathan, Anthony Vega, Jonathan Gleason, and Francisco Flaco Ayo Roman. The 2 other men, Robert Cannon and Michael Salas, were sentenced to life in prisons for their roles in the slayings. A co-worker, one of the victims, found the bodies of Belanger's home on August 6th of 2004. Inside this home, police said they found the victims in several different rooms, and they had all been beaten to death with baseball bats and had cuts to their throats that the medical examiner determined were inflicted after death. Belanger had a
Yeah.
post-mortem laceration from her vagina through her abdominal cavity, consistent with being inflicted by a baseball bat. Says here, in an interview with police, Hunter admitted that the group had gone to the home wearing black with scarves covering their faces and armed with aluminum bats. Prosecutors said the motive centered around an Xbox video game console, which Victorino believed Belanger had stolen. Both men were convicted and sentenced to death for 4 counts of murder in 2006, but a 2016 U.S. Supreme Court decision led to both Victorino and Hunter's sentences being overturned because the jury had not been unanimous in the penalty phase. Then a mistrial was declared in 2023's resentencing, blah, 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 so they're going to get resentenced. So the whole reason that this is... So they killed 6 people over an Xbox? What the fuck?
Yeah, over a stolen Xbox. Yeah. And like I guess you did read some of those parts about the female or 2 or whatever. Like, I mean, it just like that is just brutal. Like brutal fucking like evil murder right there.
Yeah, that's fucking
That's yeah,
psychopath
like
shit, bro. Like,
I
oh,
mean,
fuck
that's
that.
premeditated in my opinion. I mean, whether they should get the death penalty or not, like, man, like, you know, not everybody's on board with that. But how about life in prison? I guess that would be, yeah, definitely for them. You know, like, yeah, if you're gonna brutally murder somebody over anything, you know, but insane.
Yeah. Okay. Says your what is this story about marathon? Says your marathon is now on its 6th day of its closed alpha. The test is featuring tens of thousands of players, with many more that are still wanting to be let in. But even as new codes have been issued and more are coming, over this incredibly short period of time, interest has dropped dramatically, now less than 25% of what it was on launch day. The numbers falling each consecutive day, even over the weekend when those figures would normally go up. Says here, people are just saying it needs more time to cook, Gunny.
Yeah, I mean, you know, hey, it's you know, and some are even saying that when is this game supposed to come out? Like September or whatever? And they're saying
Yeah.
like, how the hell is this like a pre-alpha? Like this is, and they're not saying it's exactly the finished product either. You know, not the developers, but I'm just talking about people or that are, you know, we're just so close to launch, right? That it's more beta like, right? Not pre-alpha. So yeah, like I mean, it definitely needs more time. I think it's cool that and they were even talking about like they're still calling it the closed whatever alpha fucking whatever shit, but like people are able to stream it. I'm watching it right now. I actually signed up for a code, but I haven't received one yet. So maybe I'm not in the first poll of it, but Yeah, it's a little obviously too early. I say let the game just keep going, and I say release. You know what? I say release the thing early access. Not now, but in September. Just call it early access. Whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get to a full launch in March of 2026. How's that sound, people? Like I don't know
Yeah.
why companies do this, where they're just like, yeah, it'll be a full release or whatever. Hey, it's going to be $40 or whatever. It's not going to be 70 or $80 or whatever. Just say 40 at fucking early access. Because I don't know. I just think that'd probably be better. And I'm seeing kind of mixed reviews on people that are saying like, yeah, it's a cool game, it's fun or whatever, and the others are saying no, it's boring or whatever. But the shooting is definitely very uh, Destiny like, and like they got all that shit down, but they're just whatever. Maybe it shouldn't be an extraction shooter, or they're not seeing enough PvP in the game or whatever. Like it's too much
Hmm.
PvE or whatever. Like, yeah, not enough. So, but okay, Jesus, let me kind of point out, like, I haven't played this game yet, right? So I can't say too much about it because I haven't physically played the game, but I've watched quite a bit of it. And I've been wanting to say this because even the first minute when I first saw this game, like, and of course I knew the game was coming out and they were gonna. I had a feeling like yeah, they're gonna be able to stream this game or whatever. But I thought maybe it would just be content creators. But apparently anybody can get a code, right? And yeah, you're allowed to talk about stuff. And um, but yeah, as soon as I saw this, Jesus, I'm like, okay, this kind of has that like Apex kind of look to it, right? But the aesthetic to me, like, and keeping in mind the pre-alpha, the aesthetic and the Lego guns, I'm like, oh, this is fucking definitely coming to mobile. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think that they're like it's releasing on Xbox One X and S and PlayStation 5 and obviously PC, right? But I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, they just don't want to say yet. I think they just don't want to say it. But if you go look at, I'm swearing, Jesus, I'm like, damn, even the menus, like every time the guy brings up the menu, and I get it, it's the aesthetic of the game, right? Where he'll bring up the menu for the items for the extraction shooter. Why is it 64 bit? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, it just has that like 64-bit look or 128 bit look. Or I'm like, oh, I get it. I get it. It's going to be iOS and Android. Like, I don't know. I could be totally way off on this and could be like, fuck no. Like, I'm sure even if you asked them, they'd be like, we have no plans to bring it to mobile, but everything else is on mobile. Fortnite, Apex, right? What else? What else? Probably all of them, right? Except for like fucking Escape from Tarkov, right? Which is on its own website. But yeah. By the way, Escape from Tarkov. I think you can play the arena shooter now, but it's on Epic. So not the extraction shooter game, but the arena part of it. So yeah, I'm sure they'll just go with Epic. But anyway, back to Marathon. Yeah, I don't know, Jesus. Let me know. Watch a little bit of gameplay. Let me know what you think. But
Yeah,
I
I'm not
mean,
interested.
yeah, I mean, I do want to play it. I want to play it for the show. Yeah.
Hmm.
Do it. I've played extraction shooters. Whatever. There was that last one that was kind of, I don't know. I thought it was okay. It didn't live for very long. So yeah, but I'll play it eventually, guys. I will. I'll get to it. I'll get my code and get in there and play the. I'm gonna call it a beta. Fuck their pre-alpha bullshit. It's a fucking beta. We'll see, right? We'll see if it survives. But yeah, maybe they. But I'm gonna say this, Jesus. I will say this. I'll bet you once they pull out a fuck ton of codes for people, because I can see a lot of people. I watch a lot of people on Twitter X, man. They're like, I never got a code. Like, there's no codes or whatever. So I think it's just like a limited thing, right? I see all the big streamers playing it, yeah, and a handful of like regular people like you and me. So that tells me like, yeah, they just haven't released like a ton of codes or whatever. So I'm sure in the next round, whether that includes next month or I don't know, whatever their schedule is. So because they only give out codes at the beginning or end of the fucking testing phase or whatever. So how long it goes, I have no idea. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks
Hmm.
or something.
Okay. Well, one more piece of news that I have for you is okay. Expedition 33 has now sold over 1 million copies in the span of 3 days, Gunny. So
That's really
yeah,
good. Yeah, that's excellent.
and that's despite being on Game Pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. That's pretty good. Good numbers.
Yeah. So congrats to that team and whatever they're doing right now, pulling it up.
Definitely. Oh, I did have a couple of handheld pieces of news here. I forgot. So this one's kind of silly, but so this is like this modder who's put basically a tablet on, like he made a holder. He 3D printed so he 3D printed a bracket for a portable monitor, resulting in a mega-sized Frankenstein's monster of portable PC gaming power. So yeah, it's kind of hokey or whatever, but I like the wrap that he put on his Steam Deck. I don't know if anybody wants a link to this thing, but just kind of Google that modder stuck a 13-inch OLED monitor on a Steam Deck, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So yeah, it just says here you've got the Steam Deck. You're find yourself eyeing the slightly newer OLED model with a lavishly envy. What's a gamer to do? Well, just so happens you have a 3D printer and an OLED USB-C monitor. You get to printing, and that's what one deck owner did, slapping a 13-inch screen on the Valve's portable gaming powerhouse. It says here, I didn't want to get a new Steam Deck just to have an OLED screen, so I made this, LOL. The 3D printed bracket clamps onto the front of the Steam Deck like a gigantic version of the phone's mount for a console's controller. It's made specifically for a INNOCN, I guess that's the name of the fucking tablet or whatever. It's a 13.3-inch portable USB-C monitor. I've seen these before. I think you can get these on, just go to Amazon to get them. So yeah, probably not the best graphical wise, right? And being the fact that it's not even an OLED thing, but yeah, you're better off, people. You know what you do? You just get like the third-party JSOX fucking stand for it and just play it on your PC monitor or your TV. It works fine. So yeah, kind of silly that one, but I thought it looked pretty cool. So and just kind of some other things on, I don't know, this is just this reviews kind of come in slowly, right, for some of these things like the MSI Claw. So yeah, like he's just talking about so yeah, this is the MSI, the Claw AI Plus or whatever the hell it is, right? So this is like the only one here that's actually running on what the hell is it running on? Like an Intel CPU, right? Integrated graphics to power the handhelds. And so let's see here. It says here with the Intel Core 7, the 258 volt, putting out good performance numbers while sipping battery life from an 80-watt tank. So I'm assuming this one is also like running like Windows. So that's a big improvement from the old MSI Claw 7, which had the Intel Core 100 series GPU. So also a big improvement. One of the handhelds we've reviewed, which says a lot about Intel's Lunar Lake performance, our platform, and how good it is, right? We've been loving Lunar Lake laptops, which I've seen those before as well. And it's interesting to see how well the platform adapts to smaller gaming focused form factor. So even with Windows holding back the user experience compared to the SteamOS, the MSI Claw 8 Plus or whatever is worth checking out if you want the best gaming handheld performance right now. So assuming you can find one in stock. But okay, yeah, you're not getting much, just in my opinion, right? I've watched some of the reviews on some of these, like, yeah, like you're not getting too many extra frames out of it, unless, again, you're doing just like the Steam Deck, Jesus, where you're fucking downloading like these different things you got to add on to it. So like, to fucking trick the machine into thinking like, you're getting FSR and all this bullshit, right? So the only thing I like about this, Jesus, like if I was to compare this, like to say like, wow, do I really want the Steam Deck or the MSI Claw, would be like the fact that it has Windows, right? And it's probably going to run most of my Game Pass needs, right? And how is that going to run? It probably won't run like a lot of, my Steam games that well, like, and as far as I know, also, it doesn't have like that Steam OS to it. So not yet, right? So those are coming to like other devices for now. So as a third party kind of thing. So that's kind of cool though. See Steam OS running on other devices other than the Steam Deck. So, but that's all I got, Jesus. That's all I got. Go play Clair Obscur, and yeah, go find me Gunny Chief on everything. And yeah, just kind of, I don't think I mentioned it, guys, but I didn't want to give out too many extra details or anything. But like, as Jesus knows or whatever, just got like swatted last Wednesday or Thursday, Jesus? I got swatted. Cops tried to break the door down. So yeah, I don't want to give too many details. It's not on me. It's on my son. So I don't believe the swatter knows who I am. He's not mentioned me or the podcast or anything of my information, but yeah, it's more of the focus on my kid and all his hidden information, where he lives, where he works, all this crazy stuff going on with his Roblox life stuff and Discord and everything. And it's like, it's kind of nuts, right? So then me and him had to go down there again a second time with printed information of like, hopefully put an end to this. So apparently this guy lives in Southern California, so hopefully they can reach out to them and, not continue to get swatted. So yeah, that's been fun. So that was kind of scary. You think about it, Jesus, when you're at work, when you get a call from the wife and, police trying to break the door down or whatever. So, and yeah, not good, right? I don't want the SWAT team showing up at my house. I can't have that. So, but other than that, I'm done. I think Jesus is done. Go find him. Go find Jesus. Jesus walks a lot on everything, guys. We're out of here. Peace. Bye, everyone.